Okay, folks, this is another funny one. It's a more Aussie slang, something I didn't understand until just days ago. Let's see what we can do with this. This will be a challenging one, as these ones pretty well almost always are. I don't know how big we're going to make it. We're going to make it that. Gonna not make it too light. Maybe a little bit of contrast for this. Okay, let's see what this is. It is another one of these curious little Aussie slang Coca-Cola cans. So actually I'm showing it upside down. I did that last time, sorry. So we're just going to show you Coca-Cola. Share a Coke with the goat. Greatest of all time. I didn't know that greatest of all time was what GOAT stood for. I thought it just meant goat, greatest goat of all time. In other words, idiot. I thought the word goat meant an idiot. Maybe it does, and maybe that's the comeback. If someone calls you a goat, you say greatest of all time. So yeah, goat. I didn't know that. Someone was talking about the word goat, or I don't know, and I just clicked in my head that that's what it means. Stands for greatest of all time. So I never heard of the word goat. I heard my dad, I think, might have called me a goat once, but I've never heard of this in this context. Anyway, we got the goat. We got a bit of a gap there, but it makes it look more real. Doesn't look like much, the colour. Goat. Goat. G-O-A-T. Goat. Going at 200 for this. Don't want that. Maybe we'll go negative positive, and our background colour will be red. Okay, so this is goat. Indeed, goat. What a funny word. What a funny name. Greatest of all time. I actually think 200 is too small. It's going to cut out heaps of the image. So I'm thinking we're going there. Greatest of all time. Don't know how it's going to look. Oh, I just got a sequin of something on the glass. That looks shit house. That looks awful, to be honest, folks. I don't know what to do with this. Don't know what to do, folks. It's one of those ones. I'm going at 100 so we can get it all in. But I'm really missing a loved one, and I'm trying to get my stuff to go to air. It really hurts being away from him. Luigi, trying to get this stuff to go on television so I can find him. Because I behaved like a fucking goat by not going out with Luigi when I was young, and I really regret it. The greatest idiot of all time, I could call myself. but I mustn't. I mustn't put myself down. I mustn't get angry. That looks nice, except I don't like that negative, positive look. But basically I'm really alone, really lonely without him, and it's really cutting me up that I can't get in touch, that I just can't locate where he is. So I'm really kicking myself all over the place, trying to make amends. I'm trying to make my life better, even though I'm without him. I'm trying to do my best to fix up the problems that I made. Yeah, that looks a lot better, a lot more interesting. Still not what I'm after, but basically I'm really lonely without Luigi. I really am, folks. And it's really difficult at this stage to get stuff to go to air on the news, because COVID-19 is still the darling of the news channels, as I like to call it, because it's always there. It's always there to fill up time to make ratings happen, so people sit down and watch television at 6 o'clock, and it's important news. So the news of the COVID-19 indeed is something that just hooks people in, and I find it really gets to me that they have to do that they feel the need to constantly be covering the COVID-19 crisis that we have here on Australian soil, and basically we're trying our best while we're waiting for the vaccine to arrive. We're trying to tread water, and we always have problems, of course, but what can I say? It's a deadly illness. It's highly contagious. We have new strains of that illness now, so it's not looking too good with this disease happening. Actually, I'm wondering if we're going to do a better one than that. So yeah, we have to hope that the vaccines that we get will actually work, and I do have faith that they will work. I am optimistic that we will overcome this disease when the time arrives. Yeah, I don't know which one I like. That one looks good with the word Coca-Cola in play. Wondering, going to use this one. But I'm really missing my partner, and it really hurts to be away from him. So I'm trying my best to hold out that I'm going to meet him again, that I'm going to find him. I'm going to try that again. This is really annoying how it's coming out. Yeah, that looks a bit more interesting, but again, we just keep getting this part here in the bottom. That looks good with the word Coca-Cola in play there. I'm going to try another one. I'm going to keep trying these until I get something fucking good. Going to run it the opposite direction. really a difficult one to do, folks. And yeah, that looks really quite interesting. Wondering if we're going to cut that off and maybe, don't know. I don't like the way it's arched like that. I don't know, folks. This is not an easy one to do. But I'm really missing my partner, Luigi, and I really wish I could be with him without having to do all this television stuff. I wish I could just ring him on a landline like in the 90s when I had the opportunity and I threw his card in the bin instead of ringing it. I wasn't in my right mind at the time. I was really damaged at the time. Now that looks interesting, but it's not what we want. So basically I'm really hurting being away from him. Wondering if I could use this one. But basically it really gets horribly desolate without my partner, and I'm really trying to make some opportunities, and I have to make my own opportunities. I can't allow opportunity to come knocking. It's just going to be hard knocks. You know, the opportunity, instead of hard opportunity knocking, I'm going to get hard knocks. And I feel that the TV channels are giving me hard knocks by not playing my stuff. And now that looks a lot better. I do like this piece. We're just going to take a section and enlarge it. So I think we've done very well now. We just have to set up the photocopier to do it. I don't know how big we're going to make it, so we're going to make it 160 by 160. But I really miss my partner, and it's really hard being without him, being without the partner that I love. I really feel lonely and desolate without him. Okay, we're just going to put it up there on that edge, on that little mark. I just notched it there. But I really miss my partner, and it's really hurting me to see that I can't find him, that I can't locate his whereabouts, that I have to resort to this method of using the TV, the media. It's hard work, folks. It would be nice just to go on. Now that looks interesting, but we don't want to cut off all of that. Or maybe, but basically I'm really missing my partner, and it's really hard to deal with it. And I feel that sometimes people are crazy thinking I can move on from him and go out with someone else. But that's an abhorrence. That's an abomination to me. But I know most people mean well when they say things like that. But to me, to go out with someone else is abominable. It's really bad. It's not for me. That looks quite interesting. But it does. It's really, to me, dating another man just doesn't sit right. And I'm not interested in dating. I don't want to date. You know, dating is childish. And it's hit and miss. And I know that without Luigi I can't go anywhere. I mean, Luigi's the only one that I love. I've never loved anyone else but him. And he's the first person and the last that I'll fall in love with. And it's Valentine's Day today, and I don't have any interest in fucking flowers or cards or boxes of Chocolates, well, chocolates are no good for me because I've got to keep the weight off. And I'm not interested in getting overweight again. So chocolates are definitely not my thing. But this is looking good. This is a rather prolongated demo, folks. I wish the Coca-Cola wasn't so grey, but you get that. It's not an easy thing to demo with. So we're just going to line these mirrors into position. Okay, let's see how the goat actually looks. I think the goat looks interesting. I think now we can call this prolongated demo quits.